welcome to the Lummy Sports Show with Rhett. 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-BUBBA. We are going to be doing a short playoff guide to the Super Bowl today. We have a lot of big things going on here. And we will be doing a much longer show for the Super Bowl. 2-week build-up. And Scout and Big Gold gifted 2 subs. Thank you, ladies. Hopefully see you next year. How are you doing, Rhett?
Doing well. Cold.
I hate this song.
Oh, it fakes you out every time. I love this song.
I think it's one of the worst.
Big body.
Oh, 813-90-BUBBA. We've had a crazy 2 weeks. From the radio here to the bar, the bar party, to the NFL football, to the Bucs getting knocked out. Breaking news coming out of Tampa. Rhett was doing cartwheels and handstands and backflips and screaming like a lunatic out in the parking lot.
I was very excited. I was very excited to let the people know that Liam Cohen, the Buccaneers offensive coordinator, has taken his name out of the running for the head coaching job up in Jacksonville. That is now 2 coaches that have turned down the Jags, Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen. What do you think the common denominator up there may be?
I think it is the owners of the Jaguars.
I think it might be the GM, Trent Baalke? Bulky?
Yeah, Bulky, the guy from that TV show from the 90s.
Is there an E at the end of it?
Bulky. You don't know what I'm talking about either with that TV show.
I don't think so. I know Bucky.
No, we had Bucky today at Barb with Gary Cantrell with his Bucky outfit.
Yeah, we did.
But no, that's great news.
He needs to slow down on those beaver nuggets.
Yeah, he sure does. Great news, though. He is staying in Tampa, which will help the offense get some
continuity.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Finally, for the first time in Baker's career here in Tampa Bay, which will help us.
I really do think this is the best case scenario for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know the Todd Bowles haters are going to be upset. And, to be honest with you, I don't have enough reason to believe Todd Bowles can get us all the way to the Super Bowl yet. But with an offensive coordinator like Liam Cohen, who is proven throughout the year that even though it was his first full year as an offensive coordinator calling plays, he's able to make really good adjustments throughout the course of the season, throughout the course of the game. He learns quickly. He adapts quickly. The Buccaneers went from historically the worst run game of all time. I mean, ranked 32nd in 22 and 23. They were shit. He brought them all the way up to 4 this year. They were a top 5 run game anchored by a rookie running back. And that's, changing some of these schemes that they run out of, running out of more gap schemes that benefit the running back and allow more blocks to get set up downfield, bigger lanes to get open. A shifty guy like Bucky can take advantage of that. But, Liam Cohen is just is a damn good coordinator. And I think with the pay raise that he is getting as well, the Buccaneers make him the highest paid OC in the NFL, or among the highest paid OCs in the NFL. Not sure of the exact details right this minute. But it's a lot of potential there. It is a lot of room to grow. I think it's continuity, like we said, for this coaching staff. It is the best case scenario for the Bucs. They bring back Todd Bowles, who deserves a fair shake with this roster 100% healthy.
Yeah, 2 years at least.
And he deserves an offensive coordinator to stick around more than 1 year. It's hard to win a lot of games when you're changing OCs every year.
Exactly. And now with that, now that he's pulled him out of the running there, you still have your coaching vacancies in Jacksonville, the Jets. Let's see here. Jacksonville, Jets. Who am I think? I even named
New
it
Orleans.
today. The Saints.
Dallas.
And Dallas.
And the Raiders.
And the Raiders. So
Josh McDaniels, though, the new offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. Where have you heard that before?
Man, he just loves going right back to the Patriots.
It's like a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
They can't stop getting back together.
Well, listen, he's used to Vrabel, so, I mean, I guess that will be good. I don't... Ben Johnson, obviously, we talked about that today on the show. I kind of wanted to go on the coaching vacancies with the shortened show. Who do you think now with the Jacksonville turning it down, and you're saying that might be the GM? I mean, do you think a veteran coach? I mean, I thought a Mike McCarthy would work there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a coach that has to follow a certain set of rules and play within a certain set of guidelines, though. And maybe it's the fallout from the Urban Meyer situation playing out the way that it did. Maybe they gave him too much free reign, and a lot of these coaches are scared that they're not going to have as much free reign as they would in other franchises.
But see, that's why Mike McCarthy might be perfect there because he just came out of Jerry Jones's little thumb.
But you remember the drama with Byron Leftwich a couple of years ago. It was the same GM, and Byron Leftwich was going to take that job to be their head coach, and then wanted to hire his buddy from Arizona or whoever it was at that time, and they kind of shot it down, and he wasn't willing to work directly with that GM, and it really just sounds like this guy is kind of a pain in the ass to work with. And when you look at the jobs that are left, I know New Orleans is really in cap hell, and their roster is not in a good place either. But when you start to look at these desirable jobs that are left, I mean, if Aaron Glenn doesn't end up with the Jets by the end of the week, then, I mean, really none of these jobs look awesome. Dallas, I guess, might be the most desirable when you're talking about, again, New Orleans is in cap hell.
Yes, that is probably one of the non-sexy jobs right there is going to be the Saints.
Yeah, and then the Jags, if this guy is tough to work with and you can't open yourself up as a coach, the Raiders, working with Tom Brady, I wanted to ask you about that, actually, with the Raiders, and they're mixing things. All of this reporting about Tom Brady being the main contact for Ben Johnson to try and get him over there. Does it sound like Brady's just pulling the strings and running the show? I mean, are they just sitting back and letting him do it? Or
I think that's what's happening. Is
he like a front man representative thing? Is he a relations guy, former player that can maybe, I don't know.
Right here, so if you go out Pro Football Talk and see what you think on this one, because I wouldn't have really announced it if I didn't think it was interesting. They got Mike McCarthy to the Saints. I mean, I could see that. All right, I could see that. They got Pete Carroll to the Raiders.
I think the Saints want a veteran coach. I think
Mike McCarthy would be okay.
I think Pete Carroll. I mean, if Pete Carroll is in the running for an NFL job, it's weird because I haven't heard a ton. Has he interviewed for anything at all?
But I mean, I've been hearing in a lot of the sites that I check out, he's always in where he could go. So
it's funny. It wouldn't shock me one bit if Pete Carroll landed in New Orleans. Of all these jobs, I would say either, in my opinion, New Orleans or Jacksonville being one or two for Pete Carroll. If he's in the running, I don't even know if he is.
Well, the Pro Football Talk has Pete Carroll to the Raiders, Mike McCarthy to the Saints, Brian Schottenheimer or Kellen Moore, which I think Kellen Moore is going to be with the Cowboys. I think Jerry Jones loves Kellen Moore.
I think so too.
I think he's going to be another. I thought of his name the whole show and then Bubba didn't bring it up. Who was the coach? Who was the quarterback? God damn it, Garrett.
Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett.
Yeah, they loved him. They were enamored with him. Jerry was enamored with him.
And that's what I think, and that's what it sounds like. Jerry is obsessed with Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy had to have Kellen Moore as his offense coordinator. He had to have him there. He loves him. So I could see Kellen Moore being the next Coach Garrett, Jason Garrett. And then their little thing on number 4 was your semi-wild guess is as good as ours to the Jaguars. So it looks like the Jaguars' job is not becoming any easier, even according to these big-time pros that all they do is sit and study it. And I mean, like you said about Pete Carroll, yeah, it just seems like, I don't know if it's one of the, remember 6 years ago, who was it? It was Gruden. It was when Gruden was with Monday Night Football,
and he was calling the Bucks game.
No, remember? So when coaching would come up, and this was like the year one of Pete. This is year one of John Gruden being in the box, and every coaching opening for like what did John Gruden do? Like 2, 3, 4, or 5 years? I don't know, 2, 3.
I think
four,
it may
five,
have been
like
3 or 4.
3 or 4. But like from year one to like pretty much till he left, it was any opening coach. They were like John Gruden. John Gruden's got to come here. This would be a perfect job for John Gruden.
Well, how about Rex Ryan, who I think interviewed for the Jets?
He did. Because he said he's a perfect. Well, he has a tattoo. He's stuck there.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly wants to come back and look at some New York feet for a little bit longer. But he's interested in coaching. I think
he's got those new choppers too, man.
Some of these teams that like just really need to develop a roster or develop a quarterback. I lean towards Jacksonville putting more faith in a guy who can mentor Trevor Lawrence because he had a rough year. Like he's in a very critical year, I would say, and they already paid him his money. But going back to the candidates that are left for Jacksonville, sorry, I just wanted to say this too. I wouldn't be shocked if Pete Carroll ends up there, but
look at you
with all the names that they've.
Listen, you're like an NFL insider. You got Pete Carroll going to every job out there.
No, I don't have Pete Carroll going to every job. I said the 2 jobs that I thought he would come out of retirement or semi-retirement and coach. Listen, and I thought it was either New Orleans or Jacksonville. But don't forget Robert Saleh also in the mix with Jacksonville. He was one of their top candidates. It was Saleh, Liam Cohen, and one other guy.
Flores, wasn't it?
Who was it?
Isn't Brian Flores in for a couple running down the jobs?
I don't know if it was Flores. I know he's interviewed.
Well, they gotta have that interview. He checks one of the boxes.
Yeah, the 1 or 2 boxes.
Yeah, the 1 or 2 boxes. I mean, look, I've been doing it with Aaron Rodgers. I just say he's gonna be playing for the Titans because he's got like 1 million acres over in Nashville now. So I mean, he's gonna be the new quarterback for the Titans because they need a quarterback. So fuck, why would we just throw Aaron Rodgers in there? I mean, people are saying now the Steelers.
Kenny Powers said he heard Pete Carroll wants to do a podcast on the BRN.
Oh,
he said he'll promote it.
Send it on in.
Plug and play.
Yep. He can break down the teams.
He's a champion winning coach at both levels. He can get it done.
Yeah, I mean, that Pro Football Talk was the first time that I saw him mentioned for the Raiders job.
Carroll?
Yeah, I could see him being on that job right there.
I guess so.
2008. Look at this. Jeez, I typed in Pete Carroll coaching carousel. Pete Carroll.
Raheem Morris is back in Atlanta for another year, correct?
Yeah,
they did not fire him.
Hold on. That article was from 2008. That all of a sudden just popped up. So. Yeah, see, this is right here, Pro Football Rumors, Pete Carroll moving into front runner
Pro Football
position.
Rumors, if that's Pro Football Rumors, that I normally don't slander brands and pages, but that page is crap.
Look at this. RaidersBeat.com, Raiders defense coordinator could return to Pete Carroll is hired in Vegas. So I'm wondering if with Ben Johnson, not the runner.
Is he really, so like, NBC Sports, don't overlook the possibility.
Well, look at this. CBS Sports, Raiders targeting former Seahawks coach Pete Carroll after missing out on Ben Johnson.
Targeting, front runner.
Right here, look at this.
The words that they use in these headlines really convey a tone that I don't think is as serious as it is. And I'll fucking eat my shorts if he ends up the next coach of the Raiders, but...
Oh, I want to see it. Please, God. Let's clip that. That's 10:44.
Eat my shorts.
I want to see you see your fucking underwear there, buddy.
Not my underwear. I said shorts.
Okay, they meant their underwear, though, but let's be... come on, Nickelodeon. But I want to see that... I could totally see Pete Carroll because they like that veteran coach. He couldn't land the hot, sexy assistant. The Raiders don't have that, big splash that they wanted, so they're going to go after a veteran that probably would fit their whole philosophy. I mean, USC, they were probably doing some shady shit over there back in the day. I mean, the Seattle had the Legion of Doom or whatever they had. Their defense, they were kind of known as badasses back then. So I can totally see that happening. I'm guessing you don't. Because you just said you don't think it's going to happen.
I want to get a Raider fan opinion. I'm texting my buddy Jay, telling him if he has a spare second to call in. He is a Raider super fan, and he's one of those guys that hangs out in the black hole every week and is screaming with face paint on and shoulder pads and all that. So I want him to call in, and I just want to get his opinion on who he thinks the next coach of the Raiders is going to be. I don't really want it to be some long drawn out thing. I'm hoping he only has a couple minutes to spare, but we shall see. But I don't know. I don't know. Because, again, I check out his podcast every couple of minutes whenever I can, and I don't think I've heard him talk about Pete Carroll one time.
239.
Hey, guys, what's going on? Tin Star, how you doing?
Hey, Star, make it quick.
I will make it quick. I got one question, and I'll hang up. Do you think that maybe Brady involved with the Raiders ownership isn't really the best look for actually people don't really want to play there because of Brady? And that's all. I'll let you guys talk. See ya.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think Brady brings clout. I think that Brady helps the situation a little bit, being able to talk to some of these coaches being not that far removed. I just don't think, the Raiders aren't, obviously Brady couldn't sell what the Raiders had for him to sell. You can only sell a bag of shit so far.
Well, and you got to think about the quarterback position. I feel like that's the most important thing.
That's right.
Aside from draft picks.
But they're at what, 10?
Yeah, the Raiders are fine.
No, but I'm saying they're not going to be drafting a number 1, 2 quarterback.
Right. With this QB class, who knows? You could get away with, if you have the extra resources like the Raiders do, you could potentially trade up, get the guy that you want. But, these other teams already have a QB that is in a position to sink or swim. Trevor Lawrence. You'd like to get a coach that can get the most out of that guy. And maybe they want an offensive-minded guy who can do that, someone who can mentor him efficiently, or just a really, really good offensive coordinator. But I feel like that's a more attractive project than Aiden O'Connell. Or potentially, I don't want to say Shedeur Sanders because that's a lot of stock and that's a whole project in itself too. And I don't know. I don't think it works out that way. But you know what I mean? It feels like the more of a project you have at the quarterback position, the loftier of expectations you have for the head coach to get the most out of that guy.
You know who I would love to see go? And I know it just wouldn't happen, but I think it would just be such the Raiders' way is to bring in Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, my God.
And bring back Devontae Adams. He probably still has his house in Vegas.
He hates Vegas.
Does
With
he?
the Taco Bell in it?
Yeah, exactly. He's got to move back in there. Him and Aaron Rodgers coming right back. But, I 100% can see Pete Carroll go in there, just thinking about it more and how, a veteran coach. And I don't see Todd Monken. I don't think Todd Monken's up for any. I know the Ravens.
He's interviewed, I think, for at least one or two.
Has he?
I think he was in consideration for the Bears.
Okay.
But I don't know. He doesn't seem to be picking up as much steam. He's been underrated for a little while, so maybe 1 or 2 more years and he'll be in that cycle. He'll be hotter.
Probably next year.
I think so. I'm surprised that he's not interviewing for Jacksonville, to be completely honest with you, just because of what he's done with Lamar, especially, and their run game. I know it helps to have Derrick Henry, but they've always been a dynamic run team, and he can do a really good job with that. So these offensive-minded head coaches, he has won. I don't know if he's won a Super Bowl, but he has definitely won a national championship or 2 with the Georgia Bulldogs as their offensive coordinator. So, he's done it before. He was OC of the Bucs and had them as a top 10 offense every year on Dirk Cutter's staff.
Yeah, Cutter's the last offense coordinator the Bucs gave
the promotion to.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to be honest with you, too. I think the possibility for Tampa Bay of Liam Cohen eventually becoming head coach bodes well with him coming back. I think giving him a pay raise, and also, 2 years ago, 3 years, or a year or 2 ago, Todd Bowles said he doesn't really see himself coaching until he's 70 years old.
I could see this being another Lovie Smith situation.
I think Todd Bowles, who, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be 64 next year, one of the older active coaches in the NFL. If Pete Carroll comes back, I think Bowles might be the second or third oldest coach in the NFL at that point. But he's getting
61.
older. Okay, 61, excuse me.
But still,
he's
like
getting older.
He did say he doesn't want to coach forever.
Right. If you promise Liam Cohen a head coaching job with a cush roster and a developed roster that he helped pick out 3 years from now, I think it makes it a much smoother transition than what we got with Bruce Arians to Todd Bowles. Because let me ask you an honest question. Do you believe in your heart to this day that Bruce Arians out of nowhere with Tom Brady coming back out of retirement just decided to hang it up, said, we won a Super Bowl with this guy before. I know he's the greatest to ever do it, but this is a perfect time for me to not come back.
Didn't he have health issues?
Yeah, but not with Tampa Bay. Like, he got screened before they hired him. He retired due to health issues with Arizona. Didn't have any scares with Tampa. Got COVID one time.
He's in the Ring of Honor.
He is the Ring of Honor. He deserves it. Damn good coach.
No, it's a joke for Ring of Honor for the Bucs. He was coach for what, 1 year, 2 years?
Yeah. 3 years.
That doesn't get you in the Ring of Honor, in my opinion. I don't care if you want a Super Bowl, then
Super
put John Gruden
Bowl.
up there. Okay, John Gruden. 813. John Gruden, where's he at?
Yeah, hey, Lummy Rhett.
What's up?
Howdy.
This is Derek. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Raiders fan here.
Yes.
And follow a lot of the podcasts and stuff. And Rhett may not like this, but one of the names that they're saying is Liam Cohen.
Well, Cohen's
ties to Speedtech.
John Spytek, yeah. I don't know if you heard the news, though, but I believe Spytek will be back in Tampa, and Cohen took his name out of the running for head coach jobs today because he's coming back to Tampa as the OC. We broke that news to start the show.
Okay, yeah, because the podcast they've been talking, but Carroll is the other one. So definitely they've been talking about him and Gus Bradley as the DC or coming in there.
That'd be interesting. I mean, he's a proven coach. He would help them win games without a doubt.
Perfect.
Yes, sir. Hey, y'all have a good day, man.
Kick him straight, Derek.
Of course. Take it easy, bro.
Yeah, so good news. Good news coming out of there. Whew. It's a quick show. Let's break down the scores. Let's break down the game.
Let's do it. I mean, 3 games left in the NFL season. We got a couple of top stories out of the way here, but yeah, 3 games left, Lummy. This is it, my friend.
I'm sad.
I'm sad too. It always sucks because, the allure, the atmosphere of Championship Sunday is
we got 4 games
unmatched.
Left, by the way. 4 games.
Oh, 4 games.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. We have 2 games. We have the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship.
You said you had 3 games, right?
Yes, and then the Super Bowl. 3 games left in the NFL season.
You're skipping the big game in
I'm
Orlando.
not. Oh, shut the hell up. There is no big game in Orlando. There's the Pro Bowl game.
That's what I'm talking about, the flag football.
Yeah, with like 5-minute quarters. Give me a break.
Isn't it the Mannings versus the Mannings?
Yeah, I think it's Coach Manning versus good. They can dress it up however way they want to this year. They're polishing a turd in Orlando. I have no desire to go watch the Pro Bowl games.
What if you got,
Don't bust me up.
Yeah, but we do.
Yeah, 3 games left in the NFL season, Lummy. The NFC, AFC title game, and of course, the granddaddy of them all this February.
Oh, the Pro Bowl. Yeah, February 5th.
Yeah. Are you going? Are you taking Walker? Does he like football? Does he like watching? I know he likes live events, but like.
Oh, no. His football is his favorite sport to watch.
Is he a Bucs fan?
Of course.
Perfect.
He's actually trying to get him a Dolphin fan, but he's still Buccaneers all the way.
Nothing to root for down there. They're falling apart.
We'll pick these teams while we break it down, too. Washington at Philly. Woo, man, Washington. That could have been Tampa Bay right there. Ah, man. Does a Cinderella story keep going, Rhett, or does it end right here in Philly?
My heart would love to see Jaden Daniels pull it off, but I think Philly gets the win. It helps that they're playing in Philly, and they have a dominant enough team with Saquon Barkley in that run game that can take over at any point in any weather, and they've got a defense that can. Man, I said the same thing about Detroit. They were injured. I think the Eagles do have a defense with enough experience to take advantage of a rookie QB, but Jaden Daniels, we need to recognize that he is in the middle of the greatest rookie season of all time, perhaps. A lot of people said it was Big Ben.
Yeah, 3,500 yards, 25 TDs, 9 picks. That doesn't.
Making it all the way to the NFC title game with a team that went 4-13 the year prior.
Almost. Yeah, so 3,500 yards and 900. Let's say 900 yards rushing with 6 TDs. So 31 total touchdowns.
He was lethal, and he looks composed. He looks like a guy who has done this before, which is absolutely insane. So have to give him his credit, but I think the hype train runs out in Philly. I would love to see Washington pull it off, but unfortunately, I think the Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl.
So you got the Eagles this game?
I do.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I don't like Philly. I don't like the Eagles. I don't like
either.
Their fans.
I don't like picking them.
I don't want to see them even have a slim chance of winning the Super Bowl and giving them another Super Bowl parade so they could eat horse shit and do all this other shit that they like to do. It's a 6-point spread. I kind of like the point spread. I like the over and under at 47.5. That actually came down a little bit. I'm just watching the game when they played Tampa Bay.
It's a tough pick.
Here,
they make it a tough pick.
But I'm gonna have to go Philly on this one.
I can tell you.
I like the 6 though. I may be jumping.
If there was ever
points.
a time that we could mulligan and change our pick, I would do it for this game. This is the one game all season where I'm picking Philly, because I think the luck runs out, but there are a lot of things in Washington's favor. The entire country is rooting for them, obviously, but I think there are certain things happening this season for Washington that just only happen when it's your year. And, that Hail Mary against Chicago is one of those plays. When I saw that, I was like, fuck, man. Like, it really seems like fate is on their side, as corny as that may sound and as cliche as it may sound. But my gut says Philly wins. Because if I pick Washington, if I get excited, if I buy into the hype train, they're going to lose. So I would rather pick Philly and then look stupid if Washington pulls this off, right. And
exactly,
and they make a fucking movie out of it. So let's get over to the AFC title game.
Well, talking about a team that everyone wants to pull for, the Buffalo Bills, because I know I jumped on their bandwagon first week of the playoffs, saying that they were going to be making it to the Super Bowl, and this was their year. I'm a big believer in the Bills, always have been since the preseason. You can pull the tapes. I didn't think their wide receiver room was empty at all. I thought they were one of the best teams in the league at the time. Maybe, but the bullshit I guess was just really catching up to my throat. But the Bills in Kansas City. The Bills travel to Kansas City. I'm a little disappointed. It's not a home field for them. Rhett, what do you got on this game? Because somehow I'm choking and I think I talk too much bullshit.
It's crazy because I have talked up Kansas City all season.
Talked up Kansas City, talked down Buffalo.
No, you're
Bill
right.
Bill Mafia, baby.
No.
Bill Mafia.
I apologized to Buffalo for the early disrespect. They proved me wrong very quickly. Josh Allen really putting his body on the line and doing everything he could for his team this year, and it is certainly paying off. I think this is the time. Please, man. I think, Kansas City has reached a level where they can win games without having to try. I don't think this is that game. I think if they look the way that they have at times this year, where it's just, going through the motions, expecting to win, putting it on the back of their quarterback, and then, of course, the referees playing the factor that they do. If Buffalo can just keep their foot on the pedal for 4 quarters and play a clean game, this is going to be one for the ages. And I do not want to fucking see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, because if it is KC and Philly again, I think it's going to be KC, and nobody wants a Kansas City three-peat. Nobody. There's never been a three-peat in NFL history, and we don't want it to be this insufferable team. They are very unlikable. I'm picking the Bills, buddy. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Oh,
that's right.
They got to get it done. I think that Buffalo is hungrier for it at this point. When you're on the edge of greatness,
this is their year.
Feels like it has to be, because they have found themselves in this situation time and time and time and time and time again. They continuously run into Pat Mahomes and the rest of the Kansas City Chiefs. I would like to see them pull this out. I would like to see this be a game where they're just tired of that shit and they go in there and they take it. I got Buffalo here.
Buffalo's got to close that stadium out with a Super Bowl. I believe next year is their last year playing there, correct?
I think next year, yes.
So next year they're still playing in the old stadium.
Yeah, I think next year is last year, because I think 2026 is when they're supposed to be opening up the new one.
I still see cranes at their place, and there's still time, but I would love to see Buffalo close out that stadium for their whole year being the Super Bowl champions. Every single person I've ever met from Buffalo or as a Buffalo Bills fan is some of the nicest people.
Salt of the earth.
Great guys. I would love to go watch a game there at any time. I think that's on the bucket list, just like going to Green Bay. Not because, obviously Green Bay's got the history and blah, 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 but, just the fans around there are just so passionate. And Buffalo's team is good. I mean, Cook has been, he's been pretty good in the playoffs. Josh Allen is just lights out. He pretty much carries it, which, Rhett and I both have talked about it before. That's the MVP. Who's been take Josh Allen off the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills are not the same team. And I know people are like, well, the Ravens, listen, they got a lot more weapons than the Bills. And if you look at a lot of the games, if you literally watch a Buffalo Bills game, you don't know if Josh Allen, he pretty much makes the whole game. The momentum, everything.
He is what makes the offense tick.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that Lamar isn't special, not saying that he isn't dynamic, but I just think that the offense in Buffalo relies a lot more on big plays from Josh Allen than the offense in Baltimore relying on superstar big plays and tight window throws from Lamar, because he has all of those weapons and he has a very potent run game. And Buffalo's run game has been great. But I just think it is that emphasis on the importance of Josh Allen.
And listen, I'm sure there's some people out there. I mean, I don't really give two shits whether.
I mean, Lamar's two-time MVP, man. So no disrespect to Lamar Jackson. He may win it again this year, be three-time MVP. Only a couple of quarterbacks have done that ever. So that is something to definitely recognize and appreciate. But I don't know. It just, this year is this year. And I know the playoffs don't matter for MVP voting, but look at the postseason too.
I know, some people may be happy. I'm not, like I said, I don't give a shit about it. People probably want to see Kelsey lose, Holmes lose. They don't want to see Taylor Swift anymore. Because another Super Bowl, a lot of, especially Bubba Army people, they don't want to see that. I'm praying, God, please let the Buffalo Bills win.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Please let them make it to the Super Bowl.
Let's go, Buffalo.
Please.
Whoa, Buffalo.
I'm sorry about the sir next to me that's also praying to you, doing the Otis song.
You got to play it now. We got to close the show with that. You can find it on YouTube, I'm sure.
What?
The Buffalo Bills shout.
Oh, they have? Yeah. So we get a copyright?
I guess you're right. Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Wow. Oh, yeah, it's a 30-minute show. You're just like, yeah. I mean, you run YouTube, so, I mean.
We're feeling froggy today. Buffalo Bills.
Shout song.
Yeah.
All right. This is what we think right here. Oh, wait. God damn it. I got to make sure. See?
You got to take
make sure it's all muted here. Here we go. Close out it.
Thanks for listening to the sports show.
Yeah. And thank you for it not being messed up. All right. Here we go.
The Bills make me wanna kick your heels up and shout.
I don't know what song is worse, if the BUCCA Buccaneers run this way.
The Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
I don't know. This goes hard.
Shout it right now, baby. Come on,
Get it
come
done,
on.
please.
Come on and shout.
Fish on J, $10.
Buffalo's happening now.
Buffalo's happening now.
The Bills are happening now. They're making it happen now. We got the spirit, a lot of spirit, yeah. We got
Hey, do they play this during this the game? Brett?
What?
Do they play this during the game?
Yeah, every time they score a touchdown.
Really?
Yeah. And it's late over the
spirit.
weekend.
Just watch it happen now. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo.
Let's clip that little part right there, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be a Bucs fan for the rest of my life, but even Ryan Fitzpatrick says that the Bills, their fan base, the culture of that team up there is what he adored the most about his time in the NFL. Like, he loved his time in Buffalo more than any other team he played for, solely because of those things. So I'll always be a Bucs fan, but I'd love to go to a Bills home game one time or another, especially in the snow.
Yeah, I would too. And everyone, thank you so much. Appreciate everyone.
You want to run it back one more time? Let it play us out
I guess
here.
so, man. You were getting excited there.
Let's go.
All right, everyone, we are out for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, Fish on Jay with $10. Thank you, sorry for the short show. We got a lot of things we got to do before we're able to get out of here. Tomorrow, check out Bubba Army Shop, Bubba Army Store, BubbaArmyMerch.com. Bubba's going to be pretty much zooming in. Babyface is on, Tuttle's on. We'll see you in the morning. 6 a.m. right here.
Right
See you
early.
guys.
The Bills are happening now. They're making it happen now. We got the spirit, a lot of spirit, yeah. We got the spirit. Just watch it happen now. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. The Bills make me wanna shout.
Look at that timing. Look at that timing.